and gentlemen, welcome to Chalk Talk. I am your guy who's going to listen tonight, Andre C. Over here on the right, and right over here, all to my left, this show is the wonderful, the effervescent, the lady with all the knowledge on this show. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Oh dear. First of all, Marvel Easter egg on your left.
Yeah, you are on my left.
um, Andre, it has been a day. I just hurt my shoulders today. I'm like hunched right over because I'm just like, ugh, it hurts. But they look nice.
They do.
So that
They
works
look good.
out.
They look good.
It's weird being on this side. I feel kerfluffled. I don't know what to do with myself. My friend, how are you?
I'm okay. I've had a weird couple days. Life and
Hmm.
just general stuff's been kicking my butt and other stuff along with my workouts, but
Mm.
life is life, I guess. Didn't end up
Life
getting
be
to work.
life.
It didn't end up getting to work out today. Just some stuff happened, and so I'm gonna end up having to do 2 workout days in a row, which I like to break.
I
Like I work out usually every second day, but guess not this time.
I mean, can't relate. I'm always at the gym. I pretty much live there. They may as well just roll out a cot for me. I can just live under the stairs or something like a Melball troll. Just pop out every once in a while. Give me free workout.
You lift there and you live there.
Lift where you live where you lift.
There you go. But we're not here to talk about us lifting. We're here to talk about, or Mel's here to talk about a show she went to this past weekend
Yes.
here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. RCW Reality Check at the Norwood Legion. I was 50-50 on showing up, and life just got pretty shitty on Friday, and I needed to recharge the old social battery to get me through the weekend, which it barely did.
Relatable. This spring season, it always seems to bring out everything. Everything just kind of happens at once. It's like it unthaws from the winter time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's again, and personal issues, everything just took it out of me on Friday. I decided
Mhm.
to skip this show, and I'm kind of regretting it after reading the results and Melball telling me stuff about it. I'm like, oh, that would have been a great show. But I have 3 great wrestling shows over the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be hitting up, so I'll be okay.
Possibly 4 if we can convince you to come to that one at the end of March.
What?
March, I
Oh
believe
no, the
30th.
RCW show. The RCW
The
show. Yeah,
next RCW show?
yeah.
The next, yeah.
Oh yeah, that it's in my plans, but again, I can't commit quite yet. Just life, money, all that other stuff. But I
I
hope
feel
to be
that.
there.
I feel that. We will hit up our secret ticket holder.
Or
Soy
the
boy.
the source who hooks us up with all the goodies.
Um, sure. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
That being said,
let's get Mel into this.
yes, let's get Mel into this because she's freaked out enough as it is. But this was an amazing show. Just real quick, overall, this show was tremendous. And I have been seeing a huge increase in quality at RCW over the last 2 years. And this show just was another step up. So we opened up the show with Christian Starr taking on Dean Richtor. I believe this was for Dean Richtor's championship. I'm not gonna lie though, is it the North American title that he has? I honestly can't remember. They have a lot of
Is
titles.
it the big brown one?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's the North American because um
Harland has the other one.
Harlan has the Canadian Championship.
Which one
Uh,
does Bob
Co-
have? Oh, now Cody Mack.
Cody Mack now has the Heritage title, and
Right.
uh, Tommy has the Commonwealth title. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Alberta Championship or something like
Okay.
that, or
North American, I think.
North American,
Because we
Canadian.
established, I believe, on one show that Dean Richtor's title outweighs every other title technically for landmass in RCW.
Technically, yes, it does. It's the entire continent, not just Canada, not just the
Mhm.
British.
and having another show because arguably the Commonwealth is bigger. But this match, what I really, really enjoyed about this match, and you know how I love personality and people coming out, this was the first time in a little bit that we saw Dean Richtor really come out of his shell. And he was pissing with the crowd, he was mouthing off. He was really the star of this match. Pun sort of intended, because you can't take the star away from actual Christian Starr. He was so good. The moves that this kid is capable of doing is just unbelievable. Um, Dean Richtor, though, really relying on his strength in this one to keep Christian Starr down. He was doing a lot of those spinning forearms and just landing them so hard every single time. I think I've mentioned before, one of my favorite things about Richtor is that he wrestles a very NJPW-esque style. So having those spinning forearms, having he did a few German suplexes, really enjoyed that. He also chopped the frickin' shit out of poor Christian Starr there. But Christian Starr did turn it around on him and feed him back a few chops. What I really liked about this match, though, something I have complained about Richtor in the past is that he does tend to pull his shit a little bit and make it a little obvious when he does. It was not obvious at all in this match, if he was at all. This was a huge step up for both of these guys. And like Christian Starr has just been a favorite of ours since he hit the scene. He's just getting better and better and better each match we see. And Richtor now, we have really seen this character development starting since we've started seeing him pop up at LPW and his association with Mr. No Ass Man. So I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing out of him as a result of this kind of going out there and traveling a little bit more. We're really seeing solid wrestling out of these guys. Um, what did I oh, Christian went up to do something on Dean, and he ended up popping him up into a German and, like, a German suplex style and just yeeting him back. That was super, super cool. Starr also with a massive hurricanrana on Dean Richtor, sending him across the ring was so, so good. There was a full Nelson. I think this is what it was, a full Nelson suplex attempt or sorry, done by, Dean Richtor. For some reason, it autocorrected to Sean. Yeah, the full Nelson
Yeah, dragon suplex.
dragon suplex?
Yeah, snap dragons.
Yeah. Yes, I see, this is why I need you at these shows, man. Um, Starr fired up after this point and really started feeding him, strikes, though, so it was a nice little kinda story that we saw back and forth where Christian would have, control of the match, and then Richtor would have control, and then Christian would have control, and Richtor would have control. It was a really, really great equal back and forth. I believe the end kinda came, with a face buster by Richtor on Starr, and I actually was writing down the face buster, and the pin happened, so I don't exactly know what
Yeah,
to get into the pin, but the face buster was what led into it.
well, it's he gets him in like a wheelbarrow position, brings him up, and then sits out in. Yeah, I've seen him do it a lot of times. I've watched this
Yeah.
guy for years. Sits on the face, and then he just like it's kind of like AJ Styles when he hits Styles Clash. He
Oh,
turns
just flips
over.
him over?
He just flips over and sits into it a lot of the time, and like sits
Okay.
back, pulling on the legs. Is usually how I see him go into the pin. I can't guarantee. It's not always, but yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I was writing down the face buster part, and then the bell went, and I was like, "Oh, shit.
yeah.
This is a lot easier when Andre is here."
Yeah, yeah, because I'm the one that misses the ding, ding, ding because I'm typing. I think I'm gonna start going old school. Go with a big old shout out to my boy, rest in peace, Brian Hamilton, and start writing shit on an actual piece of paper, just so it less autocorrects. You know,
I mean I've mentioned it before too, though, we really should start doing voice shit.
that's also very true.
We have these things that are capable of recording sound and
It's
video and
it's
taking picture. Like, what are we doing with our lives?
we're too old school, you know. We're old school cool. I really wish I had seen this though, because I have
It was
become a
good.
giant fan of Christian Starr since he's debuted here last year in Alberta.
Mm.
And again, I've been watching Dean since literally since he I think right around his debut in MPW when me and Mike were doing commentary for them back then. And I
Wow.
gave him his first nickname as Dirty Dean Richtor. So
Love it. Love it. Yeah, this was a
yeah,
banger of an opener. Great way to get the crowd fired up.
heck yes. Yeah, I got.
Then this happened. This was chaos, but this was actually a nice hardcore match. This was Sid. I love Psycho Sid here. Taking on what was Moses? I forgot his name. Hold on.
Moses Luke.
Moses Luke. Yes.
Mhm.
Let me pull up the screenshot for that one. Yeah, Moses Luke. Yeah, what I really liked about this one was seeing the camaraderie. Family Jules did come out with Sid, and all of them were there. JJ Spade, Rick Jules. We saw little Leo there. His little Lucha mask, Lucha Leo.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone was there to support Sid going into this one. There, there was one point where I started giggling because there was a cookie sheet wherever the Family Jewels usually happens. There is a cookie sheet. Fortunately or unfortunately for Sid, it was not Sid who had said cookie sheet. It was Moses, and he definitely cranked Sid with that thing. And I kind of chuckled. I almost wanted to turn around to Rick Jules, who was sitting behind me, and be like, "This is how you hit a full-grown man with a cookie sheet, sir. No bonky bonky, bashy bashy." Um, I actually no, I didn't take a whole lot of notes for this one because it is a hardcore match. There was just a whole lot of just people being hit by stuff. There was a lot of outside stuff. I really enjoy watching Sid though. He really is the next kind of generation of this crazy hardcore kind of style wrestler, and I really love watching him wrestle. He did get yeeted around a lot in this one though, just because the size difference. Um, this picture is the picture comparison not accurate. Moses is definitely at least 2.5 times larger than Sid.
Mhm.
Um, but Sid doing pretty good to kind of take care of the problem. As the match is kind of winding down a little bit, a gentleman next to me kind of gets up and asks if I can watch his things. I'm like, yeah, of course, no problem. This gentleman proceeds to walk by the ring, jump into the ring, and hit Mr. Moses in the face with a chain that was wrapped around his hand and pieces out of the ring, allowing Sid to get the pin and therefore the win, retaining his title against this Moses. I later found out that this gentleman's name was Joey Vendetta, re-debuting, I guess, to help Sid out. Interesting to see where that goes, because is this a potential new member for the Family Jewels? Is this just someone wanting to help out Sid, or is this somebody who just really dislikes Moses? Because unfortunately for Moses, this was the one part of the match that we saw blood. These guys actually managed to keep things really, really contained. I always get a little worried when I hear that there's going to be a hardcore or a death match or a no holds barred thing at RCW, just because sometimes it's bad. It gets some June Kasai level ick for me. That is just e. But the last few, at least three that I have seen, have been very, very well done and not to the point of grotesque. And this was one of them. I actually really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the kind of DQ end. It created a story, and now they have something to build off of in the next month.
Yeah, and just from knowing the history of Alberta and Prairie independent wrestling, ringside wrestling specifically, Moses Luke, and Joey Vendetta do not like each other. They are not friends here. They're not friends anywhere else. They tend to fight each other in a lot of places. So
Did you just have a Dr. Seuss moment there?
I did.
They are
I
not friends here. They are not friends there. They are not friends anywhere.
I guess I'm just a poet and I didn't even know it.
Capitalize on that stuff, man. Make you some money. Well, that is good for me to know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they build on this into the next show. I haven't seen anything announced quite yet, and it is the 18th. The next show in Edmonton will be on the 30th. So we do have a few matches that we know that are happening as results of this show. But I am very curious to see what happens with this and Mr. Vendetta.
Yeah. It could be interesting. And again, I'm a fan of Joey Vendetta. I think you guys did his work. I was the old world of backbreaker media. I criticized him on one show and he got very, very angry with me at one point. I remember he wasn't very happy with me with what I said about him and Rex Roberts, but past in the past. I'm willing to give him a shot. Watch him again on March 30th when I'm sitting in the RCW crowd.
I was going to say why we bring this up. I was good. I was nice to him. I watched his stuff.
I'm wondering if
Don't
it would have
get me
been
in
different.
trouble.
It would have been weird if I was there and realized who the he was.
It's true. It's true. But he was pretty incognito, not gonna lie. He was being a little ninja. He had a ball cap on. He had his hoodie on. He had the hood over the hoodie, and he had that thing zippity did in pretty quick. It was just like a little bit of a face and his beard just kind of hang out of there. So he was pretty incognito. Mind you, again, I tend not to pay attention to the people around me. Yeah. Cat drove me. I had a ride. I didn't have responsibilities and shit. So yeah.
Now without responsibilities.
She loves it. I need an adult, you're adult. So this next match, I know was for a number one contendership. I believe it was not for the ones that were being defended in the main, though. I would believe it was for the other ones.
Oh, for Harlan and Mitch's titles.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So this one was the team of ZooWorldOrder, who I am just loving. I am
Me too.
loving this faction. It's so good. And this includes, of course, Wolfboy, Will. Man,
Start again.
it is. Okay.
Wolfboy Will Mantla.
Wolfboy Will Mantla. And the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. And let me tell you, their intro is just tremendous. There wasn't a person not honking and howling in that room. They're so over with the crowd. I absolutely loved it. And we also had Team Steve.
Fucking Steve.
Fucking Steve.
No.
Team Steve.
No. I mean, like, goddamn Steve. Yeah, old school violence. Quig and fucking Steve.
Yes. Steven Styles and Steven Not So Wild, as you like to call him. And they had their friend, who I have actually been very much missing. Mr. Tyrone was in the building.
Oh, geez.
I was very happy. He had no smoke, which was
nice.
good. But yeah, he attended ringside with Team Steve there. And then we also had the two guys who I didn't know who they were when they came out, but I was very excited by their music. They came out to Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. So I was immediately like, dance party. And that was the team of Tyler Rose and Eddie Alverez.
Not the UFC fighter. This is not the UFC fighter, by the way.
No. To be clear, no. He did pretty good,
and
though.
not an A. It's Alverez, ALVE, not ALVA, like the UFC fighter.
Yes. This one, I'm not gonna lie. So this shit on paper looked great. I don't know what happened halfway through, but there seemed to be a breakdown where someone didn't know what they were going to next, and there was a little bit of chaos. But while I could understand,
it's definitely Steve. He's old. He's senile. He doesn't know what's going on. Steve Wilde. He's not so wild anymore.
I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit.
I am.
I'm just gonna also point out that for me, I mentioned this to Kat before the match started, that in this situation, I realized that this is not typically the rules here. But something that I do like about the Japanese rules is that when they're in a tag team situation like this, one member from each team is going to be in the ring at the same time. There's no tag outs to the other teams or what have you. I personally think that if that rule was more of a rule here, these matches would be a little bit easier and a lot more fluid and would flow a little bit better. So it's something to consider, maybe giving a try to, because this started out really, really great. There was Steven Styles doing his suplexes. We always got to shout out Steven Styles and his suplexes. He did that butterfly hook one, just yeeted. I think it was Tyler Rose. Tyler Rose, bless his heart, spent most of the match getting yeeted around by Steven Styles and Steven Not So Wild, but did a tremendous job in doing it. I was calling him the angry one for most of the match. He definitely came in more tough. Like, what's the word? More street, maybe is the word to use. I don't know, he came in acting more like a gangster to me, and, like, he kinda seemed a little bit more intimidating than Alverez on the team. He also had really good facial expressions. I would compare them actually to Jesse Youngblood, who we know is tremendous with his facials. There was
You
I
pulled
will
a
say
me.
this, though, I did. Gotta pull you in here. Gotta feel your presence. There was a backbreaker done by Stephen Not So Wild on Wolfboy that was actually very, very solid. Looked really, really good. This was when the kind of glorious chaos started, though. And things kind of broke down. I didn't know really what was going on, and I don't think the people in the ring did at this point either. Um, I noticed people started getting thrown out, and then things started getting organized. And as the people were coming back in who were thrown out, they were getting re-thrown out. So there was a little bit of control happening in the ring, particularly with Team Steve, which kind of pulled everything back together. There was a really awesome spine buster done by Tyler Rose. I can't remember. I didn't write down who he did it on, but it was desperado level good. That
Mm.
should tell you something about the quality of this spine buster. It was so good. Um, there was also a double underhook superplex, and I didn't write down who did it, but I think it was actually Steven Styles who did it, which would make
He's got good
sense.
suplexes, man.
Yeah, and I believe he did it on our good friend Canadian Goose, and he took it like a champ. Um, I didn't write down the finish, but Team Steve did win. I believe that it was obviously one of the Steves pinning. I believe it was Tyler Rose, which was unfortunate because Rose did a lot of work in that match. Um, Alvarez did get in a little bit. He did do some really great moves. These two guys are a little bit more lucha style. But because of who they were kind of wrestling, they didn't really get the opportunity to show it off too much. Um, Honestly, this one was a little bit of a struggle for me, but still a very enjoyable struggle.
Mm, that works. Yeah. Again, honestly, they should just be called the old Steve Cartel or the old Steve Violence.
No, the
Just
Steve Cartel sounded great.
no, just old Steve Violence. You know, they're both old. They're both named Steve. They both do violent things.
Oh.
Yeah, both the old Steve Violence.
So the last thing that happened after this match was they were trying to convince Tyrone to first of all say a few words to the crowd, which did not happen because it's Tyrone. He's going to leave us hanging. I know. But they are trying to convince him to come back in for one more match. We will see if said match gets announced or not. Hey, we'll see. I enjoyed Tyrone. I enjoyed his wrestling. He's a good heel. He's a good heel wrestler.
I enjoy his friend Dead Zone.
I as well.
Yeah,
I as well.
yeah.
So from here, we move on to this was a scramble match, elimination style, with the winner, I believe, facing Tommy Billington for his title. So we first saw Sidney Steele come out, and his cape was as glorious as Sheikh Akbar Shabaz's shoes.
That's
Yeah,
glorious. That's
that was pretty
glorious.
glorious. It was drippy, drippy, goldy, goldy, sparkly, sparkly. Um, Really, really nice keep. Barricade. Just wanted to just quickly note he is losing so much weight. So much weight. He's been great. Freaking great. I always love hearing his intro music. Email password kind of came out with the energy, very excited at the crowd. Cody Mack is a huge crowd favorite. Everybody loves Cody Mack. He got the crowd really fired up as well. Dalton Rouge, Dalton Rogue, coming out lip syncing his music, very Tai Chi esque. Would love to see a lip sync off there. That would be interesting.
That'd be great. That would be great.
That would be great. He could have a pants off also with Weston King.
True. I think King would win though.
I know, right? He's ripping off denim. That's just way more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
and it's not even tearaway. That's how impressive it is.
Yeah. Oh, so right at the beginning, are you okay?
Sorry, that was just stupid.
So right at the beginning, Dalton Rouge double stomping Jesse, taking him out of the mix a little bit, and KB6, Mr. Email Password, yeeting Rogue from the ring onto everybody on the outside. It was really, really cool. Cody Mack and Jesse going in and going against Email Password and Rogue there, hitting dueling spears at the same, well, sort of at the same time. It was as close to the same time as they could muster it. And then both pinning Dalton Rogue and Email Password, eliminating them both, unfortunately. What I'm going to really quick say about the scramble match is it was a very pleasant surprise because sometimes these scramble matches can go a little chaotic. And this was actually, you know, me and LPW and their scramble matches. Those are my favorite matches to see at LPW. This was comparable. This was actually very well organized. Everybody who was in this match, every place that they were, made sense. So if someone was tossed to the outside, they were beaten up and tossed to the outside. Every place that everyone was made sense. It wasn't someone just sitting there on the edge of the apron going, la 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 la, oop, pinfall attempt. I'm just going to sit here anyway. There was none of that. Everything made sense.
There's a great meme video out there of wrestlers like how they are on the outside during a battle royal or during a multi-person match. It's one of the greatest meme videos I've ever watched in my life. It's all the different ones. The one guy that's selling the most devastating kick to the gut. The one guy that's like going, oh, not my spot. Oh, not my spot. Just all the different versions of being on the outside.
Yeah. You usually see at least some form of that. You saw no form of that in this scramble match. Whoever organized this match, good job. This is freaking tremendous. Back to the match. Cody Mack and Jesse hit a double spear on Barricade to eliminate him and also had to do a double pin. So obviously, it's a Barricade. You're not going to pin him otherwise.
Nobody crosses them. Nobody crosses the Barricade. Come on.
Exactly.
Well, except those two guys.
I mean, they had, but it was both. No body, but two bodies. Two bodies crossed the barricade, and then they crossed him out. There was a really, really awesome body slam done by Cody Mack onto Jesse, which that's a feat. I mean, it's a really, really impressive that he was able to scoop him up and drop him because Jesse didn't go up easy for him. And he struggled a little bit with him, but he still got the rotation and made it look really, really good. I think that I saw Sydney Steele hit a magic killer, feet on the top of rope.
Oh, the magic screw. Yeah.
Magic screw.
Well, yeah, magic killer is using your partner. Magic screw is the twist off the top rope.
Well, I mean, technically the top rope would have been his partner. Anyway, he hit that. Sydney Steele hit that on Cody Mack before pinning him and eliminating him. Last two men left standing, Jesse Youngblood and Sydney Steele. I didn't write down what it was he does. I think it was a Blue Thunder bomby thingy. No, not a Blue Thunder bomb. Fal Falcon
Jesse
Arrow?
Driver.
Just a
The Jesse,
driver. Okay.
the Jesse Driver, which is like almost like the Rikishi Driver, similar.
Yeah, nearly dropping Sydney Steele on his head for frick's sake.
Yep, Jesse Driver.
Um, yeah, yeah, caught the win on that one. Um, for me, I was a little disappointed about that, and I know you probably echo that sentiment. I wasn't too happy that Jesse won this one. I kind of felt that there were a few more guys deserving of an opportunity, but I will say this because Kat wanted me to. Jesse's facials are the best. Facial expressions. Facial expressions. Reword that. Jesse's facial expressions are the best. I said that too confidently, didn't I?
Now I have to admit, Jesse works at a spa, giving people facials at a spa. That's what it is.
Sure. Yeah. Who wouldn't want Jesse Youngblood facial? Yeah.
Oh,
So with this win, Jesse Youngblood earns. Calm down, sir. Jesse Youngblood wins an opportunity at Tommy Compton.
there you go.
I'm scared.
I would be too. If I was Tommy.
I just noticed a hilarious autocorrect in my phone. So the next match is for tag team titles that Mitch and apparently Harmony Abbott hold. Oh, okay, this is going to be a fun one. So we have Team Irish, Irishman, and Son of Irish taking on Harlan Abbott and Mitch Clarke, Team Hey Violet, as I'm dubbing them. This match was great, obviously. One of my personal favorites is in this match, and the former love of my life, Mitch Clarke, also in this match. So good. Um, the Irish is though coming out, really working that heel angle, not toying with the crowd in a positive way, being kind of dicks, and I like it. Dicks with their sticks. Um, very, very fun attitude to see out of Irishman and Son of Irish. I'm very much used to seeing Son of Irish, especially as a face. So seeing him be a little bit of a sassy pants kind of brings me joy because Gabe Kidd has not been wearing his sassy pants lately. So someone needs to. I guess it's Soy Boy. In the beginning, Soy Boy was toying with Clarke quite a bit once he got him down on the ground, kicking him in the face a little bit, firing him up, getting power bombed for his trouble. There was a fisherman hook suplex done by Clarke also on Soy Boy, and this is where the screaming started. Um, I don't know what happened, but like that night, Soy Boy's spirit animal was a goat. And every time that Clarke or Harlan grabbed him by the foot and tried to yeek him or yank him back into their corner, he would just let out this as he was being drugged back. It was hilarious. Because all I could think about was that Taylor Swift thing. Do you remember that thing back in the day, the Trouble song with the goat?
Yeah.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Great O'Con doing Mongolian chops, if you need a better reference. That was the type of scream that we were getting out of Soy Boy. It was hilarious. Irish finally getting in there, taking it to these guys for a little bit, hitting a cutter on Harmony, and I believe an Irish curse on Clarke, that little backbreaker thingy, Mitchie. Yay! Gold Star Melball.
Bronze at best. Bronze at best.
Hey, I called that at the show and I wrote it down. I was smart. I was smart. I deserved that gold star.
Silver.
Great elf. I deserve a gold one.
Silver.
Rude. Irishman hitting a solid spine buster on Harland. And then, so this is where shit hit the fan for Team Irish. Little soy boy getting a little too sassy for his pants, ran out, grabbed a title, and decided to come up behind and hit. I believe it was Mitch Clarke he was trying to hit with the title. Harlan warned him, Mitch ducked it, and unfortunately, Son of Irish hit his fascia in the fascia with the title. Miss Rosa, our lovely redheaded referee, saw this, unlike some referees who would miss it. She saw this and chose to disqualify Irish, Son of Irish, but it resulted in Irish's technically winning. I don't understand what happened, but technically the Irishes have a win now over the tag champs here. Again, I don't really quite know and understand the ending, but I love the story that it's creating. And I really hope that I see these guys go on again for these titles. And I really hope to see some new tag champions. I think the father son duo would have a really good run as the tag team champs.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm. Do you have anything you want to say, sir?
No, it just that sounds like a very confusing ending. That just makes like zero sense. Like,
Like, it was well done, but I was a little confused as well. The whole thing and the whole match overall just so good, though. These guys are
in re-
all very, very solid.
in reality, it should have been scheduled as a no contest because one guy is hitting his own partner, he's getting disqualified, but his partner's winning by disqualification. That's two candidates to that, and it should just be a no contest. Again, in my rational brain.
I don't make the rules. I just say what the ref says.
Oh, RCW is not rational at all. Don't get me wrong.
So from here, we went into intermission, and when we came back, the announcer came in and said, a wrestler has requested some time to speak to you guys. And immediately I was scared, but then it was Jack O'Connor. So then I was no longer scared. I like Jack O'Connor, personal favorite of Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. So he came out, he was kind of pissed off. He was like, he's sick of the fans' disrespect, booing him and making fun of him because he lost to Cat Von Hees. And here's little Melball in the back going, it's not me.
Yeah,
I
I'd
didn't
be
do
doing the
it.
same thing. I love Jack Connor.
Yeah, we are fans over here. We are not dissing one of our favorites.
We are the O'Connor zone.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that
Zone?
O'Connor zone.
Zone?
Yeah, the
Oh.
O'Connor
So
zone.
instead of stars, we're the other way. Oh, how the anyway. Um, so pretty much what Mr. O'Connor says is that an S or a Z? Oh, I guess that is a Z. Okay, back and forth. I'm not that coordinated. So from here, Jack O'Connor says he challenges Kat Von Hees and says if he cannot beat her, he will quit RCW. I was like, nay, nay. I love you, Kat, but nay, nay. So Kat Von Hees answered the call. She came out, and these two had a hell of a match. Kat was really going in hard on him, chopping him hard, eating him hard. Like just everything she did was just that much more authoritative than she usually does. Um, my favorite thing that she did though was I was trying to sit there and think of like a fun name for her for this thing because like I couldn't figure it out. She was holding on to the wrist, maintaining wrist control, and pulling him in for the shoulder blocks. We've seen Utami do something similar where she just keeps pulling him in and going for the shoulder block, shoulder block, shoulder block. Really, really liked how she did that. It was very, very precise, but very, very also very powerful. Um, O'Connor, though, very, very smart, working on Kat Von Hees' arms, really taking away what she could utilize to kind of yeet him around and pick him around. He broke down those arms enough that he caught her in an arm bar, and almost immediately she had to tap out. So we saw Jack O'Connor remaining in RCW. And I'm sorry it was at the expense of a loss for Cap Von Hees, but I am happy that we are not losing Jack O'Connor.
Me too.
This was just a very quick match. O'Connor really did show off his skills in there, just kind of doing his bob and weave best to stay out of Kat's way, but she kept just getting a hold of him. He's lucky he doesn't have hair, because she would have wrecked his day a hell of a lot more if she could get a hold of his hair.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, overall, very, very solid match. And again, very, very happy that Mr. O'Connor is staying in RCW.
Me too, because I'll get to see him on March 30th.
Yay! You heard it here. Andre said he's going to see him on March 30th, which means he's coming.
Or I'll just get you to do a live video.
No. So we move on. British Commonwealth Championship. Tommy Billington taking on Weston King. I had such high hopes for this when I saw this, and something happened that I was not expecting. And I talked to you a little bit about this before. We're going to talk about it a little bit more on here. So getting into the match, Tommy really having to work really hard against Weston here. There was a very drastic size difference, and Tommy really did have to bounce off every side of the ring before he could put down Weston with his shoulder blocks. It was kind of like watching Mei Mei take on Netsuko Tora.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but in this situation, May Sarah is fucking jacked. Tommy was able to put Weston through several chain holds. So they did some chain wrestling on the mat there. Admittedly, the crowd did kind of go Japanese on us here and went a little quiet on us. But I think they were appreciating the work, because once the match fired up again, the crowd fired up. So I think they were very enamored with what was going on in the ring, or sometimes some of the chain wrestling here can be lost to some of the fans and they don't always appreciate it. I know I was one of them. Apparently Weston did a reverse dicing crossbody, but I'm pretty sure that was a diving crossbody.
I want to see that dicing crossbody, where he's cutting stuff up as he dives.
Oh, sorry. He reversed a diving suplex, diving crossbody into a suplex. So Weston caught Tommy Billington trying to do a diving crossbody off the top rope. Yeeted him into a suplex.
So Tommy's doing that dicing. Like,
yes, he's doing the choppy. Yeah, Weston setting up for the cannonball. I got really excited because you know how much I love my cannonballs. But Tommy's smart enough to get out of the way, and unfortunately, Weston bailed off in there. There was also a really awesome top rope drop kick by Tommy Billington, just Kazuchika Okada level good. And then a body slam also by Tommy. And Tommy did retain his title in here. I didn't write down the finish because at this point I started talking to Kat about something that was kind of going on in the match that kind of surprised me. And that is Weston King has become one of the most entertaining and charismatic guys to be in the ring right now. And I'm really noticing that a lot of it has to do with Gussie. And Gussie was not here tonight. So we got that charisma at the bottom, at the beginning of the match when he came out and he was doing, "Don't you know you're riding with the king?" We got that a little bit. But then when the match went in, it was like maybe he just put on his serious pants and he was very focused. But the person that I felt that I was watching in this wasn't Weston King. I felt that I was watching CJ King from
who's that?
Was that?
I have no idea who that is. I have no idea that the person doesn't exist.
That's how I know I'm right. That's how I know I'm right. It didn't feel like I was watching the king. It felt like I was watching somebody else. But what helped, what I think happened in this one to help it, was that we've mentioned that Tommy especially has struggled a lot with his in-ring charisma. Him having his match with Nate and then having his match with Soy Boy, those two people are some of the most charismatic people you can work with. he actually maintained a level of charisma in this match where he was actually showing emotion, showing some kind of excitement. He was playing with the crowd a little bit, trying to fire them up. Every once in a while, he'd start pounding on the mat to get us to start clapping. And the one thing that I really, really like that he did is afterwards, he actually circled around the ring and high-fived various fans and children. Something that I wasn't quite sure of with him before was, is he a heel? Is he a face? This match really affirmed to me he's a face, and a good one.
That's weird.
Very good one. Yeah, but it was for me, and sadly for me, at the expense of Weston King, because I love his charisma. He's that like, he's almost like a Yano, but for me, a fun Yano. Like, I really enjoy watching Weston King, and I like the goofiness that he brings in with him. And there was a distinct lack of that version of Weston in this match. And I think it was because Gussie wasn't there.
Where's Gussie?
Where is Gussie? Maybe Azrael really did yeet him into another dimension or something, purged him into somewhere else.
Hashtag where's Gussie?
Hashtag where's Gussie? Find Gussie. Where's Gussie? Yeah. Otherwise, let's move into the main, because this one was fun. Rich King and you confused me. I feel this is unnatural. There This is like a claw movement to me. What's happening? A claw. Ah. Glorious, glorious chaos. Let's go into the main. RCW Tag Team Champions. Larry fucking Woods. Rich King, the Radz, taking on the Family Jules. Rick Jules. JJ Spade. Holy fracking shit. This was a great main event. Andre, you missed out on a great main event. I'm not gonna lie though.
I'm very sad.
There was so many tag team moves that the Radz did that no fucking idea. This is where you would have been so beneficial because these guys fucking killed it. I need to stop swearing so much, but fucking Larry. There, I got it out. Fucking Larry. Okay, we're good.
Frickin' Larry.
Again, Family Jules, the entire family. Denny Evans was the other one that I forgot. Denny Evans was also there. Family Jules all came out to support. Sid also came out to support. They were all sitting on the stage behind us, beacon at the crowd, beacon. You know how Jeff Cobb, when he's on commentary, go for the pin, go for the pin. They were doing that. It added to the excitement of the overall match. I don't know if this is right, but I said double back body drops by the Family Jules on the Radz here. I really hope that was the right thing, just up and down. Yeah. The only reason I wrote that down is because
Bronze Star.
Rude.
Platinum Star. Platinum Star.
There was a really, really freaking cool move that the Family Jules did where JJ Spade came off the ropes and Rick Jules just like pushed him and he kind of did this little backflip splash thing onto Larry. Freaking cool.
Frickin' Larry.
Freaking Larry. Something that Kat and I started talking about as we were watching the match and people get their heads and faces bounced off thing and punched in faces and stuff. Rich King, he sells really freaking good. Like, really good. It's really entertaining the level that he does, and he also doesn't oversell or undersell. Everything that he does is appropriate to the level of punch that comes his way. There was I wrote down a bow and arrow leg drop. I'm not entirely sure what I meant by that. It was kind of like Rich had him up kind of on his knees, and then Larry came off the ropes, hit him with a leg drop, and ended up flipping him over. Does that make sense to you?
Say that one more time.
I said it was a bow and arrow leg drop combo.
Cool. That actually sounds pretty cool.
I'm not entirely sure if that's what it was, because this would benefit from your presence, sir. But anyway, it was really freaking cool. It looked really, really deadly. Oh, this was the only bad thing about this match. There was one bad thing. I reject the machine gun chops that Larry tried. They were not good. No bueno. He looked like a spastic puppy. Like, it was adorable but ineffective. He was screaming more than he was hitting. I did not like. And I made it known. I yelled, I reject this. Anyway, JJ got his ass beat a lot of this match by the Radz. Like, these guys were just double teaming the ever living hell out of this guy. His survival rate was looking very low at the end of this match. Jules finally getting a cannonball on Rich. It's the first cannonball I saw all night. I was very excited. I don't know what happened at this point. I was watching, but like, for whatever reason, Ian Smalls just like swan dove his way into the corner. Like, he was just standing there and then somehow he like staggered forward and got squished. I was like, okay, you weren't in the right spot for your spot, but goddamn. Did you have to look like a freaking video game glitch going into it? It really did confuse me at that point. However, the Family Jules able to pick up the win. I didn't write down the finish because I was too busy celebrating and I'm very, very excited for the Family Jules. But yeah, Rick Jules, JJ Spade, picking up the win, beating the Radz. What a night.
Yeah. Sad. It's sad. My Radz lost their titles.
It was.
I'm glad I wasn't there to see this tragedy happen.
Fair. That's fair. Had a great time celebrating with Family Jules after. It was a lot of fun. Got to talk to a few people after the show.
You don't get to touch tips anymore.
Why not?
Celebrating with the Family Jules.
Says the guy who has a picture of Rick Jules lovingly over his shoulder.
No, that's my friend Jason.
You freaking liar.
That's my friend Jason. He does Twitch. It's my friend Jason on Twitch.
He's not Jason on Twitch, is he?
That's my buddy Jason on Twitch.
He's Rick Jules on Twitch, isn't he? You're trying to just keep digging, man.
It's my buddy Jason. I don't know who this Rick Jules is. It's my buddy Jason.
Keep digging. Keep digging. Take us into the outro, sir.
Yeah. So we're about to get out of here. I'm gonna let Mel go first on this one, then I'll do all the rundowns after. You just do your normal.
Oh, we're gonna confuse me here. If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Melball Collins. You can also find her at our local establishment, Japanese Wrestling Update with I got it right. This guy every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. In April, it will not be. But up until then, it will be pre-recorded as we are attending a lot of professional wrestling, including RCW at the end of the month.
Yes, lots and lots of stuff. Be lots of chopping of talks coming out very soon.
Lots of chopping talks. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be doing that hopefully very soon as we have a lot of ish to talk about. Yay. What else? If you're wanting to attend an RCW event, we will leave a link in the description box below. You can go to their Facebook page, Real Canadian Wrestling, and find their Eventbrite. Is it Eventbrite? Why do I always say Everbright? What is Everbright? I'm gonna have to look that up. Eventbrite link if you want to purchase tickets online, or you can get in the know by reaching out to some of your favorite local professional wrestlers, see if they are selling tickets, and you can get your tickets from them. Always helps them out a little bit
And
more.
you get a better deal too. You don't have to pay the ticket fees if you buy it from the wrestler, and then the wrestler gets a little bit of every ticket they sell. So reach out to the
Yeah. So
wrestlers.
help your local support. Help your local support. Help support your local wrestlers. There you go. ADHD, man.
And you can find me
Alva,
on
where can I
X,
find you?
Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada, Facebook at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find us on our YouTube page right here at youtube.com/ at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can, and if you want to check us out when we're talking all over Japanese wrestling ish, go over to Sunday night's main event.com and check us out over there in the audio form, where you can hear us talk all of our Stardom reviews and our NGPW Road Wrestler reviews over there. If you want to support them, go to patreon.com/SNME Radio. You can also find me every Friday twitch.tv/Our Local Establishment with this late with my girl Melball talking Japanese wrestling update coming up this Friday. Next week on Monday, you can find me over there doing our Ghostbusters review. Myself, Mr. Alex, and Mr. Bobby Munson. We're going to be talking Ghostbusters on Monday evening. Going to be a blast. I haven't talked with Alex since he joined me for a Flash review last year. So it's gonna be it's a yearly thing. We do a movie together almost. I guess.
Yes. Hey.
It's like 9 months later, we're doing another movie finally. And then I pretty sure 2 days after that, or is it this week or is it next week? Can't remember. We're doing it's 2 days after that. We're back. Marvel Talk is back. The MCU Rebound is back, and we're there to talk the first of the team up movies. It's the Avengers, baby. We're going for the classic, the Joss Whedon movie, The Avengers.
Be awesome.
And then I also shout out our boy Mike, the ref, simulcasting all the great stuff at Backbreaker Video. Go to youtube.com/@Backbreaker. Watch videos from us, videos, all the old wrestling content he's got there. The replays of his AEW Dynamite and Collision watch-alongs are replayed there. You can also find those live at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. And you can also find lots of great gaming content that he does. And if you want replays of that, go to youtube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC, my buddy Jason, this guy right over here, my buddy Jason. and Mike's freaking Gus, the wonderful, the always awesome Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J.
And one more shout out I just have to do for myself. Give a big shout out to my boy Rich King over at rkathletics.ca, helping me building these muscles, getting I'm already down to a 4X, working on my way down, working from a 5XLT down to a 4X, now going down to working on my way down to a 3X. So I want to thank that man so very much. So I want to give him a shout out, rkathletics.ca, for all your training needs in the Edmonton area. And he does have online training sessions too. Mm-hmm. So if you're anywhere else in the world, he can help you out there to get a hold of him there.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
That being said, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you so very much for tuning in here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please share us out to all your friends, family, pro wrestlers that you know, and all the other wrestling fans in the world. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. This is not natural. I will see you next time.